A few months ago, we introduced a crochet pocket shawl for you all, and we're so excited for a knitted version that we have an incredible one for you today. This adorable pocket shawl is called Rhay, and it was designed for you by Patricia Liefeld. And looking for the perfect pocket shawl pattern, she just decided to design her own. I do believe that shawls are one of the most delightful creations, and one with pockets is just next level. I love to wear this when Tim and I go for our morning strolls, in case I find a little leaf or a rock or a flower that I want to take home and press into my journal. You just never know when you're going to need a pocket. Also, I think this would be an amazing birthday or a holiday gift for a friend. It uses just basic stitches, and it's just a rectangle, so I'm excited to show you how to make it today. To make this, we used our hand-dyed Pearlescent Worsted yarn. It's a shimmering soft blend of wool and silk, and it's just gonna add that extra little bit of pop to your project. And you're just gonna need some needles long enough to hold your stitches. You can go ahead and download the pattern at expressionfiberarts.com, and while you're there, please go ahead and sign up for email updates, and we will send you weekly free knit and crochet patterns. Let's go ahead and get started by learning how to work Jeny's Stretchy cast on. To start Jeny's Stretchy cast on, you're gonna begin with a slip knot. So just work a slip knot like you normally would. Twist your yarn, you reach through, grab the yarn, and there you go. So that's how you create a slip knot. Now for this cast on, it's a little unusual. We're gonna create a series of slip knots all along our needle. So you don't need a long tail, this is fine. And we're gonna continue to do that same movement. So go ahead and twist your yarn like so, and you're gonna insert your needle through that. I like to go ahead and tighten it up close to the previous stitch. Wrap the working yarn up and over your needle. Slide your needle back through that, and then you're good to cinch it up, keeping your finger on top here so you don't get kind of a little tangle mess. And you've now created a second slip knot, and you do want to keep them close together. So let's go ahead and do that again. Twist your yarn, insert your needle into that loop. I like to go ahead and kind of move it close to these, because if you get a big gap, you cannot close it up. So you want to make sure you're keeping them tight together. Then wrap your working yarn up and around your needle. Pull your needle back through, and then you can tighten it up. Remembering to keep them close together, because you cannot tighten up loops if you end up with big gaps between. So we have 3 little slip knots, and you're just going to continue on casting on a multiple of 4. I'll show you another time. Go ahead and create a loop, pop that onto your needle, wrap the working yarn up and over your needle, pull your needle back through the loop, and then go ahead and cinch it up to create another slip knot. So I wanted to show you as I was casting on, I didn't cinch this one up, and so I have this gap here, and you can see the more you tug, it's not going to tighten that up. So just make sure you're squinching them really close together. Now here's how you work the initial border for the body. For row 1 of our border, we're going to go ahead and start with knit 2. Bring your yarn to the front, and then purl 2, and just repeat that all the way down your row. Knit 2, purl 2, and this is creating 2 by 2 ribbing. So continue repeating that all the way down. Knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, and purl 2. For rows 2 through 9, you're just going to repeat row 1 or until you reach 1.5 inches from your cast on. So just knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2, all the way down. When you finish the border, it should look like this. So you've got your 2 by 2 ribbing, and of course you will have many more stitches when you're working the actual shawl. Now here's how you work the stitches for the main body of the shawl. For row 1 of the main body of your shawl, you're going to start by purling 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to place a stitch marker. So just grab a little marker and pop that onto your right needle. and then purl across until you only have 4 stitches left. Nice and easy. So when you get all the way down to the end of your row and you have 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches, we're going to place another stitch marker, so go ahead and pop one onto your right needle. And continue finishing off this row by purling those final 4 stitches as well. For row 2, another nice and easy row, go ahead and start by knitting the first 4 stitches. Then you're going to slip your stitch marker, and then you're going to knit all the way across to your next stitch marker. And the stitch markers are just indicating where our little edge borders are. When you come to your next stitch marker, just go ahead and slip it, and you're just going to knit those final 4 stitches. For row 3, we're just going to start with a knit 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then go ahead and slip your stitch marker and knit 1. Now we're going to repeat across to 1 stitch before our next marker, yarn over, knit the next 2 stitches together, yarn over, knit 2 together. And that's how you're going to get that lovely lacy look to your shawl. Yarn over, knit 2 together. And when you worked that all the way down and you only have 1 stitch before your marker, just go ahead and knit that and slip your marker, and then finish off your row by knitting those final 4 stitches. For row 4, nice and easy, go ahead and bring your yarn to the front, purl those first 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, go ahead and slip your stitch marker, and you're just going to continue purling all the way across to your next marker. And you're going to be able to see the beautiful little lacy holes open up on this row. And when you reach your next stitch marker, go ahead and slide that over and just finish off your row by purling 4 stitches. For rows 5 through 104, you're just going to repeat rows 1 through 4. So just do what you've been doing, and then I will show you how to finish it off. So I went ahead and repeated those rows once more, so you can see we have our initial border here, we have our beautiful little side borders, and then that gorgeous lacy bit taking shape in the center. And then to finish off the shawl, we're going to work another border. Once you've completed the body of your shawl, you're going to go ahead and just repeat the same border that you worked at the beginning of your shawl. So to mimic Jeny's stretchy cast on, we're going to work Jeny's stretchy bind off. So what you're going to want to do is go ahead and start by knitting the first stitch, and we're going to work a knit 2, purl 2, so we're mimicking our ribbing. So before you work a knit stitch, you're going to do a reverse yarn over, knit that next stitch, and then bind off these 2 stitches. And you can grab them one at a time, or you can grab them both together and bind them off, whatever works for you. And then before you work a purl stitch, you're going to do a normal yarn over, purl that stitch, and then bind off these 2 stitches. And you'll continue in that way. Before a purl, do a regular yarn over, bind them off, and then before you work any knit stitches, you do a reverse yarn over, knit it, and then bind those 2 off. And if you want a little bit more in-depth tutorial on that, we do have a video on how to work this cast off. And here's our little swatch that we've made. You can see we have our beginning and ending borders, our side borders, and our beautiful lacy center here of the body of the shawl. And check this out, look how stretchy those edges are. And so to make your pockets, you're going to be using the same basic stitches, knits and purls, yarn over, knit 2 together, so you should have no problem making those. Once you're finished with that and you've made 2 pockets, you're going to want to attach them to your shawl. So to determine where you want to place them, go ahead and put your shawl on, put your hands where you would love your pockets to be, and then you are good to go ahead and seam your pockets onto your shawl. And if you would like to learn how to do our beautiful little slip stitch method, you can check out our Sue Ellen video. Have a marvelous day, my friend. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and I will see you very soon with another new pattern. Bye!